Hello YouTube. I'm feeling creative today. Not only creative, but I want to do something mechanical, something technical. I want to build something. Maybe something for my car. Maybe I need to have a dig around and see what I've got at my disposal. Then maybe we'll take a quick little shopping trip. Let's go digging. The drawer of goodies. Top secret. Oh, there's another pie there. Nothing there worthwhile. It seems over time with moving houses, that I have gotten rid of a lot of my supply of stuff. Or maybe we'll go check outside with my toolboxes. After a little more digging, I found item number one I was looking for, a 3D pen. Also, you can't see it, but there's a 3D printer in there. More on that another day. Okay, this is what we have. A ABS plastic extension of sort, and this might not even need the 3D pen because I was going to make something exactly like this with it anyway. And the two of these fit together like that. In varying depths. Can you guess what it is yet?
Drain pipe air filter kit, TM.
Actual trademark does not exist.
For the uninitiated, this is what a Lanos sounds like with a standard airbox. Now, of course, you have to allow a little noise there for my blowing exhaust. An annoying thing I've noticed about this new head unit, this new stereo that I've put in, is it still extends the automatic aerial on the back of the car even when the radio is not in use. So if I'm listening to music on a USB stick, the aerial still pops up. Or if I'm using the auxiliary input, the aerial still pops up. Whenever the bloody thing is on, the aerial pops up, which is annoying as piss because it's not a pretty sight to behold. I mean, the thing's about 1 meter long or 3 foot long, and it sticks out the back of this car like flagpole, basically. At some point, short of just disconnecting the aerial power or the antenna power from the back of the head unit, I'm probably going to be removing the antenna altogether, because now that I've got something that will play modern media types, I've got no need for the radio anymore, because let's face it, what plays on the radio is shit anyway. To top it all off, on the way back from my short little shopping excursion, I've really picked the worst road home. Everyone seems to be headed out for an early lunch today by looks of things. Come on, it's a green light. So we've got our plastic extendy thing, we've got this that goes in there one way or another, we've got this that goes over the top. I can't get on there with one hand, it'll work. Good old two-part epoxy glue. Stirry stick for mixing epoxy, and let's see what happens. They call this the old gym sock air filter trick. Well, that's really dusty. But yeah, in there you can see there's a focus. There's a lip that those prongs sit on, and those corners, or the ends of those prongs, are where I've just applied the epoxy. So it's just a standard 20 to 15 minute wait while that dries or sets. Does it dry or set? I think it sets. It's epoxy, of course. Just watching the best game of cat and mouse, except for it's cat and squirrel. So yeah, the next phase will be putting the sock filter, it's a filter,
Drain pipe air filter kit, TM.
Actual trademark does not exist.
over the top and securing that in place, and that will require either more epoxy or super glue. That might be easier. If anyone's familiar with the super glue and noodle trick, I'm not going to be using noodles, but super glue has a similar effect on materials, as in it makes it go rock hard, much like epoxy does. So if you can hold the material in a certain shape while the super glue sets, it will actually hold that shape. Okay, now that's all but set in there. Well, it's still a bit soft, but it's set enough to handle. These additional tabs here that don't actually come all the way down, I'm going to cut them out because they are just restricting airflow. I just left everything together before gluing it in, so this retains its rigidity, which makes it a bit easier to handle going into there. So yeah, next step. And that's what we're left with, maximum airflow. Now the next step is to get this swanky Donne sock to sit on there. I would really like to have the Donne logo in view, just for comedy factor. I need to do something about this. Now, as this is here, obviously that can still slip off, especially if that's strained over the end of the, let's call that the bird cage for now. That can just ping off, which renders the whole filtration element null and void. So what I'm going to do is soak this end bit in some epoxy, and maybe the inside as well, just so that solidifies and grips onto that cable tie. Okay, so I've found another use for those cut off little tabs. Brilliant for mixing the epoxy. Just got to wait for this to set. Another 20 minutes. Still waiting. Still waiting. Okay, so now this has set to a hard plastic. The next step is I want to stretch this down to below this ridge and secure that in place. Cable tie around there, epoxy the edge so that it forms a solid grip on it, and then wait the obligatory 20 minutes. Okay, that's all set and hardened now. Still tacky, but it's holding on there quite well. Can't move it at all. So now I've just got to trim the remainder of the sock and then go test it out on the car. And there it is, installed. No need to fix it to anything because this pipe is so rigid it's not going to go anywhere. And it's got completely free air around it, nothing touching it. Let's take it for a spin and see how she sounds.
Drain pipe air filter kit.
The good thing about just an air filter change is at anything less than full throttle, it's still very quiet and civilized. Right, we're just getting onto the main road now, so let's check it out. Here we are, back to sitting in traffic again. Can you hear that squeak? I was assured the brake pads are practically brand new, but I need to check them to see whether they've actually been installed the right way around. Listen to this.